What is up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. If you are brand new to my channel, welcome. My name is Erin Bees. I'm a wife, a mom, a military veteran, a certified personal trainer, and I spent 13 and a half years in multi-level marketing, healed my way out, and now I'm using all of my social media platforms to educate and raise awareness around the dangers of multi-level marketing companies and the tactics used by the reps. If you want to follow me on Instagram or Blue Sky, it's Erin Bees. Yeah, I had to think about that for a second. Instagram at The Real Beast Mode. I believe everything is linked somewhere in here. And if you have anything that you would like to send me, erinbees.com is how you can do it. Welcome, everybody. How are we doing? What's going on? Tell me everything. Thank you for the compliments. Let's talk about the look today. This is mystical on my eyes. That is one eyeshadow with what's got a base under it. I put like a skin tone or a neutral base foundation, eyeshadow. What? And then this is Mystical by Adriana Nicole Cosmetics. One eyeshadow. I'm a fan. So I do have an affiliate code. Check it out. AdrianaNicoleCosmetics.com. Use the code ErinBees. I do make a small commission if you use it, but I'm a fan of her product. I also have Ethereal on over Flaunt It by NYX Cosmetics, I believe. And yeah, it's the vibe today. That is the vibe. Also this, thank our Lord and Savior, Lobster Jesus, that you just went live because I was so bored. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. I hope you're doing well. We have a lot to talk about today. I have 2 videos that we're going to react to. And let me just say that the reason that I am covering these 2 videos from this one individual is because I really hope that this is her waking up to getting out of multi-level marketing, specifically Scentsy. I know I haven't covered a whole lot on Scentsy, and I think that it's one of those MLMs that are more acceptable, kind of like Pampered Chef. I think they fly under the radar a little bit more than some of the other ones. And they shouldn't be, because they're an unethical business model. And people are starting to learn that these companies can do whatever they want, like change comp plans and, decrease the amount of commission that these distributors are earning if they sell anything. And you're not actually a business owner. So I have 2 videos. Her name is Melanie, and I really want us to be super supportive of Melanie in this video and other reps, like we always are, when it comes to people seeing the light, working their way out. There's a real reason why I said I healed my way out of multi-level marketing, because I had to rework so many things, not just how I operated on a daily basis and what activities were the most important, but also relationships and how I set healthy boundaries and what that means and what that meant at that time. And that takes a lot of time depending on how long you've been in a multi-level marketing company. So I guess grace and compassion are front and center, even more so than normally when we're dealing with somebody that I think is on their way out. I think this is a perfect opportunity to talk about, or not talk about, but to platform somebody that is telling their story and running the numbers from the inside. I think that that's really, really important to hear from survivors and people that are working their way out. So yeah, that's what we're going to do today. This first one, and these were both posted on YouTube, and obviously don't go and comment, if you have something that you want to tell Melanie, comment here, send her love. Also, Sam D does a lot of Scentsy videos. That was a company that she was a part of, so check her out as well. And yeah, so let's get into this, shall we? This is Melanie, and she is in Scentsy. The first video is her running the numbers of what she spent in 11 years in Scentsy. Prepare yourselves. Although I think that the anti-MLM movement is prepared for this kind of video, because we've been talking about this for some time. I know I have, since I've been putting out anti-MLM content. It was one of the things that was a wake-up call for me, was what you made on your 1099 versus what you actually made or what you netted. That was a wild thing. So I'm going to stop flapping my gums here, and we're going to hear what Melanie has to say. And, if Melanie happens to see this, if you guys want to drop her some, positive information and encouragement, that would be amazing. But before we even do any of that, I almost forgot. Let's do the disclaimer. Be right back. Okay, let's do this.
It's Melanie here from Bright House Scents, and I have another numbers video to share with you today. So in my last video, I dove into how much did I spend on Scentsy last year. In general, I want to rein in my spending on wax, but I was like, I'm so interested to see how much did I actually spend on Scentsy last year. And I love Scentsy wax, so I knew it was a lot, but I didn't realize how much it really was. So, yeah, then somebody commented on my video and was like, I wonder how much you've spent since you've been with Scentsy, or wouldn't it be interesting to see how much you've spent since the beginning? And I was like, I don't even want to know. But then I was like, actually, I do want to know, and I'm gonna pull the numbers. So I pulled these numbers yesterday. It took me a long while to go through because I started with Scentsy as a consultant in 2013. And, I've placed lots of orders. Some of these orders are customer orders, or some are mine, or in some of these orders, I would have used credits that I would have had from a previous month's commission, and I would have applied that to the orders. So I wanted to pull the numbers of everything that I spent out of pocket. So these numbers will include anything I spent on a club shipment or anything.
A club shipment is their auto ship that they have. That's what that is.
I spent on an order for myself, or anything I spent on a flash sale, or the $12 that it costs for me to have my website. And I've gone through bouts with Scentsy where I haven't had the website. I just haven't been paying that $12. It kind of depends. So it took me a while to pull the numbers, but I did. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to share them. I mean, why not? We already dove in. Let's do the deep dive, right?
Okay. Before she gets into the numbers, because you can tell she's gathering her thoughts. I get that. And before she gets into this, what I would love to see is her to show us any profit that she made. Because essentially what she's doing here is part of a profit and loss statement. But I'd like to see the whole thing. And Melanie, if you're watching this, I think that what you are doing, you're very brave to put this out there. I really do hope that you get out of multi-level marketing as a whole. And yeah, I'm just going to save some of my other things. I have watched this fully along with the other video because I wanted to gather my thoughts as well. But she's brave for doing this. This is a big deal. And I'm sure that there are people in her upline that are not happy that she's doing this.
So I have been a consultant since 2013. I'm going to share with you how much I have spent every year. I'm going to break it down, and then I'm going to give you the grand total. The grand total is so insane. It's insane.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, in my mind, I do keep track of how much I'm spending, or so I thought I did.
And that is what MLMs hope for, that the distributors think that, oh, I'm making this money, and or they think that they're making this money, but they're not keeping track of what they're spending. That kind of language in a multi-level marketing company where the uplines that are trying to recruit you and the company itself, they don't talk about profit and loss statements, but they'll use language like you're the CEO of the company, of your company, you're your own boss. Well, if you were your own boss, if you were your own CEO, if you were your own CEO, you probably would have somebody that would run the numbers for you and give you a profit and loss statement. But if you owned a business, you would want to know what you're spending versus what's coming in to make those necessary adjustments. So it's really interesting to me to hear her say this, knowing the language that is used to try and recruit people into multi-level marketing, and also remember my own experience and how that was not anything that was taught while I was in multi-level marketing. And I think that it's important that if you are in a multi-level marketing company and you're quietly watching, number one, just know you're welcome here. You're absolutely welcome here. And two, I want to encourage you to do a profit and loss statement. Look at what you've spent versus what has come in, if anything, and ask yourself, all this time that you have spent trying to sell a product to somebody, or taking orders from customers, or delivering products, because we're talking about Scentsy here, so people will go and deliver products or have people pick them up. All of that time, was that commission, if you made any, worth it? Was that, if you are even in the positive on a profit and loss statement, was that time worth it? And the thing that Melanie talks about here shortly is, oh, she didn't want to do this as a business. She just wanted to do it for the discount. And I put some information in the video description about that, because companies, in my opinion, and based on my experience, these multi-level marketing companies will leave people like Melanie out of the income disclosure statements because, well, I should say in my opinion, because they don't know exactly what rank she is to compare, on the income disclosure statement. But I would imagine that they probably leave people like Melanie that are just buying for the discount out of that income disclosure statement, because that would be a zero. And they don't want too many zeros, because that's going to paint a very clear picture of what people actually do not make in multi-level marketing. So yeah, we have a couple new members. Welcome, Wendy. Thank you so much. I'm going to say all the names and then we will do a shoulder smolder. Lisa, member for 6 months. Love a good profit and loss statement. Same. And Britt, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. That's so amazing. Thank you so much. You got to get the hands in there too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. And welcome to all the new members. That's very exciting. I'm clicking on all of the wrong things. Okay.
Right? Like I'll know in my mind, like, okay, my club cost this and I spent this much in a flash sale, and like, I'll, keep general track of it. And it's like, I use the product. I love it. I warm wax every single day. I work from home. I'm home all day, every day, and I warm wax every single day. So it's like, I'm not spending in vain. I love what I'm spending on and I use it all the time. It's not like I have wax just sitting there going bad or anything. I warm.
Well, okay. A couple things. Number one, she's trying to justify the sunk cost fallacy that we're seeing at play. And we know that that happens in multi-level marketing. I know it from my experience. Many of you know it from your experience, and many of you see it because you are following people that are in MLM that are, begging for sales, or like Brittany Anderson in Prove It selling expired ketones. It's absurd. That's what I really want to say about that part. It's absurd. Liz, thank you so much. Welcome. Who got the membership? Let me know, because that's very exciting. I have to find, okay. It's a vibe. It's absolutely a vibe. Yeah.
Through it. But nonetheless, like, even still, the total number is so ridiculous.
It is.
I'm like, okay, no. I got to make changes. So I'm going to break it down for you. So 2013, the year that I started with Scentsy, I spent $900. 2014, I spent $3,285. So from $900 in the very first year to $3,285. Now, sure, I was probably buying more warmers and stuff like that when I first started with Scentsy. Over the last few years, I don't really buy warmers as much now. It's mostly wax, but nonetheless, this is a lot of this is wax. Okay, 2015.
Why does somebody need that much wax? I don't understand why somebody would need that much wax. And this is coming from somebody that used to be in an MLM and used to front load and try to justify. But who I am today and the information that I have learned since getting out, it seems like two different realities to me. Remembering what that was like, and now being an anti-MLM creator and watching this and going, how did I justify that? for personal consumption while telling everybody online that it was a business. Hey, you know, if you want to start your own business or whatever, it's really interesting to me. Also, Tina, welcome. Thank you so much for becoming a member. Make sure you guys click the link in the community tab for the Discord if you would like to join us over there. Shall we? I saw somebody say that I influenced them to go and buy some of this. That is the kind of influence I'm here for. Yes. I'm going to do an ASMR moment because I'm ready to drink this. It's my favorite. This is Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar, Strawberries and Cream. It is the elite version of Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. I'm going to open it. We rate the bubbles 1 through 10. If you're a member or a new member, you should have a bubbles emote on the bottom near the different emojis and things. We rate it 1 through 10. I get to enjoy it. You get the ASMR moment, and then we move on with the live stream. All right, here we go. Oh, she was crispy. She was crispy today. Yes, love that. Rate it 1 through 10. Also, while everybody is ranking the crispiness of the Diet Dr. Pepper or Dr. Pepper Zero, excuse me, if anybody owns an actual small business that sells wax melts, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pin a comment. Can I do that while I'm on here? I think I can. I'm going to pin a comment. You won't be able to put a link, but if you can type in the comment that I'm going to pin here. Oh, I almost posted that on Julie Anderson's video I was watching earlier. But if you could share the name of your business and where people can find you under that pinned post, especially if you sell some sort of wax melt, to offer an alternative that's actually a small business, I think that would be really helpful, because when you're in an MLM, you think that your product nobody else carries, and you'll justify, oh no, they sold on Amazon. Yeah, no, that was from credit card fraud. Or I'm not kidding. That was one of the things that we were taught. Yeah, it's from credit card fraud. It's not the same thing. It's coming directly from the MLM company. How is it not the same thing? No, that's not the same thing. They're charging extra, blah, 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 blah. So if we can offer an alternative to help people in their waking up process, as Scentsy is making these comp plan changes, as they are cutting commissions for these people that many of them are working for free or justifying the work that they're doing because they like getting their product for free, I would love nothing more than for a small business to be able to support these people and provide products that are incredible and not a shady MLM company. So I'm gonna pin a comment. Let's see, small business. Or should I do this after? I'll do this after so that I can pin it in the comments. But if you're here in the live stream, or you know somebody and you can refer somebody that's a small business, share in the live stream. And then after this ends, I'll do a pinned comment so that we can share that. Okay, sorry, that was really long-winded.
$4,489. 2016, $4,200. $4,200. 2017, I reined it in 2017, $1,900 compared to like $4,200 the year before. 2017, I reined it in to $1,900. 2018 was a year that I didn't purchase any Scentsy for myself. I still placed orders for customers, but I cut my website. I didn't have my website going, and I didn't personally buy anything Scentsy. No warmers, no wax, no nothing, because I had so much wax.
She had enough wax to burn for an entire year at that point. She didn't have to place one single order in that year because of the front loading that she was doing. That is a lot.
So in 2018, I wormed through my entire wax stash. Like everything I had in my stash, I wormed through until I was down to no more Scentsy bars in my stash. So I spent no money, not a single dollar in 2018, not a single order for me. So yeah, I used all my wax. So then 2019, I was like, okay, well, all my wax is gone. Let me start my purchasing again. And I did. So 2019, I spent.
Did I miss? Jamie, did I miss it? Oh, Jamie, thank you for being a member for 18 months. Jamie says, I'm quietly in a Scentsy Facebook group, and let me tell you how hot the tea is. I sent you some on Insta. Reps are reporting reps who are being negative. Oh my God. Thank you for that. I think I did miss that. I apologize. Wow. I really feel like these reps that are reporting anybody being negative, I feel like they're doing that because they think that this is going to, in some way, shape, or form, get them ahead. They're going to benefit from it. That's just my opinion, though. Y'all let me know what you think.
$1,341. 2020, $3,510. 2021, $4,427. 2022, $5,365. 2023, I reined it in again. I reined it in a little bit. I mean, I didn't rein it in that much, but I reined it in a little.
She seemed like such a nice person. Oh.
Bit from the previous years. $2,200 in 2023. I'm like, thought I was spending $2,200 every year. No, I'm up in the $4,000 and $5,000.
And that right there is why it's important to track what you are spending, and if you're even making any money in a multi-level marketing company, doing a profit and loss statement, because you think you're tracking it in your mind. You think you can do quick numbers, but some of the things that you're encouraged to do is, one, have the website. That's $18 a month. Two, you're going to be encouraged to go to the events. There's probably a bunch of supplies that you're going to have to get in order to deliver customer products. Or if you're selling from your front loading stock, you know, you're going to want to have all the cute little bags and things like that. You're going to be encouraged, did I already say, going to events? There's a bunch of supplies and just expenses that are not talked about typically, in my opinion, when you join these MLM companies, especially things like Scentsy. When I was in slumber parties, when I was in Love Winks, and I think those were the only two where I was actually doing parties, there's a lot of hidden expenses. And with that are a lot of things that you're doing to prep for parties or deliveries that you're going unpaid. You're not earning any kind of income. You're putting things in a really pretty bag, you know, because you're trying to take care of customers, and that's important. But those things all add up. And so track your expenses. If you're in an MLM, do a profit and loss statement. It's really important.
2024, which was last year, I shared this number already in my previous video, $5,766. So in 2024, I spent the very most I've ever spent on Scentsy ever. In 2018, I spent nothing. And then the very least amount that I've spent outside of 2018 spending nothing was when I first started as a consultant. In 2013, I spent $900. Okay, are you ready for the grand total?
You guys are not ready, but before we go there, we have a new member. So welcome, Rachel. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, appreciate you so much and welcome. If you guys have not already liked the video, if you would do that, that would be amazing. And also subscribe. It's a free way to support my channel, helps me get the word out to more people, specifically in Scentsy, because of this video. And hopefully it will prevent them from joining, and or it'll help them work their way out.
Everything that I have spent on Scentsy from 2013 to the end of 2024. So this is what, 11 years. 11 years that I've been with Scentsy. In 11 years, I have spent $37,383.
Oh my God.
$37,383. Now, as I was watching this, I was thinking to myself, how much wax is that? How long would that last? How many bars is that? So I did the math. Let me look at my notes here. And I did 37,380. I know she said 383, but I did 380 in my notes. Okay, and that's Canadian. Shout out to all the Canadians, eh? Why did that accent sound like that? Weird. Anyways, so the cost per bar, assuming Scentsy wax bars cost $8 Canadian, which is the average price in Canada. This is before shipping and tax. If you divide 37,380 Canadian dollars by $8 per bar, $8 Canadian, it comes out to be 4,672.5 bars approximately. Then I started thinking, well, how long would that last somebody? And the estimate on how long a single bar, which is one pack with 6 different squares of wax in them, they estimate that they'll last 60 to 80 hours. So if we take the 4,672.5 bars, we multiply that by 70 hours per bar, you get 327,075 hours. Let's divide that by 8 hours a day, which is, that's just an estimate. This is for one warmer, 8 hours a day on average, okay? It comes out to be 40,884 days. That being said, let's convert that to years. So we're going to divide 40,884 days divided by 365 days in a year, which comes out to be 112 years. If she is just warming one warmer of wax for 8 hours a day. Now, that is an astronomical number. But one thing that I know about people in multi-level marketing is that their entire house or skincare, supplements, whatever company we're talking about, their entire persona is taken over by this. They replace anything and everything that they can that is not an MLM product with their company's MLM product. That being said, we don't know how many warmers that she has in her house. Does she have one in her bedroom, in her bathroom, in her dining room, in her kitchen? Probably. That's probably where that $900 in her first year came from, where she was buying a lot of warmers. And again, this is not me shaming her. This is us talking about the numbers. This is me saying, exactly, this is what the anti-MLM movement talks about. The distributors are the best customers for these MLMs. And if we will wake up collectively and understand that we have the power because we have the dollar, and if we're not spending it with these types of companies, these companies will cease to exist. So this is not me shaming her. So obviously if she has more warmers and she's burning, 5 or 6 warmers in her house every day, all day, it's obviously going to be less than 112 years. But that math, wild, right?
I have no words. I have no words. So in my last video, a lot of people were like, hey, no judgment, right? And I appreciated that. It was so nice. It was so refreshing. We have a really great wax community and people are so supportive. And I appreciated that people were like, hey, you spent a ton.
This is a very good question. Whoops. How much are the warmers? Let's just take a look real quick. I'm going to pull it up on my phone. Unless somebody in the chat knows. Okay, let's go to Scentsy.us. Yeah, I guarantee she has 4 to 5 warmers. I used to love wax melts. I still do, but can't have candles where I am. Yeah, they're $50 to $100 each. So we don't know how many warmers she bought in her first year, 2011, I think is what she said, 2013. But she said a lot of that $900 that she spent in her first year was on warmers. So, yikes.
In 2024, no judgment over here. You're allowed to judge now. You could judge. All you need to do is put an exclamation in the comments and I'm going to be like, exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. I'm going to respond with 3 exclamations. Oh my gosh, $37,000 that I have spent on Scentsy. Okay, so.
And we're not going to judge her. We're going to encourage her to continue asking questions, to continue running the numbers. And Melanie, if you happen to see this and you want to reach out and you want to chat with me privately or whatever, I absolutely welcome that. Or anybody else that's in an MLM, if you want to chat, message me on Instagram. I'm not going to judge you. I've been there. I've done that, but I was in for 13 and a half years, so I understand. So Melanie, we're not going to judge you. Nobody here is going to judge you, but we're going to encourage you to keep asking these questions and keep critically thinking, running the numbers. Yeah.
Why am I going here? Why am I reevaluating all of a sudden how much I'm spending and what I'm, like what my numbers are and that type of thing? First and foremost, I've always thought that I've been keeping track in my mind, but clearly I haven't, not to the degree that I thought I was. And, Scentsy recently made some changes that do impact consultants.
We are going to react to a video where she's talking about the changes as well. I was going to do 2 separate videos, and it just makes sense to do both of these videos on a live stream since it's the same person. It just made sense to me. So made sense to me, pun intended. We are going to react to that one as well.
And customers too. And, one of the changes really bothered me. They're changing the commission structure. And one of them I was kind of like, this bothers me. And it all sucks. The changes are not good in general, but I get that, a business has to make changes, and I'm here for it. It's fine. Every business has to make changes. Businesses have to increase prices and all that. One of the changes, which was to the commission structure for consultants, I was like, I don't really like that. And I'm a Scentsy consultant, so it would impact me, but I don't run this as a business. None of this is for business. This is like me. These numbers are like how much wax I use. Like, this is me. Okay. So
I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. If you are in an MLM, and you are doing it because you like the product, but you've joined as a distributor and you are doing it for the buying discount, you are working for free. The hours, whether we are talking about posting on social media or going live or whatever, promoting the MLM company, you are working for free. How do I know that? Because a lot of these companies have income disclosure statements that show that the only people that are making money are the ones that are at the top of the scheme, if you will, that are recruiting, have large teams, have been in it for many, many years, have been recruiting the whole way because they're making the money off of orders like Melanie. Her upline, with her purchases, with Melanie's purchases, and this is not me judging her, this is me trying to be as direct and compassionate as possible. Melanie and her orders over these last 11 years has funded her upline's lifestyle. And while she thinks, oh, well, I like the products, and so I was going to order them anyways, chances are you can find similar products and probably for cheaper that are not an unethical business model. So Melanie, if you see this, or anybody else that's in Scentsy that is really upset about these compensation plan changes, as you should be, please do a profit and loss statement. Please stop funding the lifestyle of your upline. And especially if you're somebody that was talked into becoming a distributor, because then you'd get the buying discount. I'm going to say this, but those people, in my opinion, are the perfect victims for these uplines. And here's why I'm going to say that, or here's why I'm saying that. So firstly, I'm getting my notes. Hang on. And if you guys have any stories about if you were in an MLM and you slowly worked your way out, what were the things that helped you to work your way out of MLM? What were the signs? What were the red flags that you saw? Were they compensation plan changes? Were they for me, when I was in Prove It, and I talked about this on the Dream podcast. Did y'all hear me on the Dream podcast with Jane Marie? Thanks for having me, Jane Marie. There were a lot of things that were happening around the pandemic from Prove It. They were selling hand sanitizer. They were wanting us to recruit more and being extremely deceptive and wanting us to say, oh, you could join for $1, but that didn't include product. So then people would spend the $1 and we'd be like, oh, now you got to buy a $130 box of, ketone supplements. And it was really deceptive. They were selling like Tide marker pens for stains and just all kinds of stuff. And it was slowly over time that I was like, this doesn't make any sense. And it was slow for me. So what was it for you guys if you were a part of an MLM? And people like Melanie, this is not me shaming her, just to be clear. This is why I think that people like Melanie are the perfect victim for these uplines that are looking for somebody to fund their lifestyle. And when I say that, I mean earning the commission off of having a team member that is willing to front load and order products and join as a distributor because they want the discount. Just to be real specific. Emotional investment. So Melanie, has been in Scentsy for 11 years, and that shows a really deep emotional and financial commitment, and it makes it harder to recognize losses and leave the predatory system. 2, financial burden. Spending over $37,000 Canadian illustrates the predatory nature of Scentsy's sales quotas and the pay-to-play model, which traps participants in cycles of overspending, which is what we are seeing here from Melanie. And again, not shaming her at all. 3, the belief in the dream. Her defense of her spending, which we saw a few minutes ago, reflects how MLMs convince people that their failures are personal, not systemic, and it keeps them invested. And then finally, 4, social pressure. MLMs often build a strong community. We've heard her talk about the wax community several times on this. They often build a strong community around these distributors, isolating them from outside criticism and making it harder to quit without feeling like a complete failure. By the way, there's nothing wrong with failure. That's how you learn. When we were infants, and working our way into toddlerhood and we started to walk, guess what? We fell. We fell on our butts. That's how we learned to walk. This fear of failure that we see from MLM uplines trying to convince their downlines to stay in longer is absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Wax community out of context is hilarious indeed. Yeah. So if you have an experience or want to share your red flags on what caused you to question what you were participating in, or if your partner was in an MLM or a family member, feel free to share in the comments. I would appreciate it.
I don't run Scentsy as a business in any way. I use the discount just so that I can spend less. Because imagine what these numbers would have.
If you want to email it to me, my email is erin_bees@yahoo.com. And thank you. I appreciate it.
Been if I wasn't a consultant, if I wasn't getting discounts, and if I wasn't getting commission and then being able to apply commission to my next orders, right? So, but even still, even though I don't run this as a business, the commission structure is changing. And, I didn't like the way Scentsy rolled that out. I didn't like the communication on that. I didn't like how they scrambled afterwards when they realized ooh, there's a bit of an uproar here. Maybe we should talk about this. Maybe our CEO needs to jump on a Zoom call and discuss these changes because people are not happy. So I just think things could have been done differently. And that was the trigger that made me look at, what am I actually spending? And I love Scentsy wax, and I'm going to continue to purchase Scentsy wax. And I don't foresee a world where I'm not doing that. I really love Scentsy, and I like the way the wax performs for the most part in my house, and there's a lot of favorite scents.
This is indoctrination. She doesn't foresee a world without Scentsy. I can very clearly see a world without Scentsy. We can very clearly, because we are on the outside and not full of the indoctrination that we see when you're on the inside of an MLM company, we can very clearly see what's going on here. We can see that Scentsy is changing their comp plan. They are taking away percentages of commissions and things from the distributors. And based on my experience and what we have all seen as an anti-MLM movement, companies only do that when they are really hurting as far as revenue. And the sad part is the very people that are promoting the products that express their dying love by saying things like, oh, I don't see a world without Scentsy, are the very people that they're taking commission and other bonuses or whatnot away from. Do you think the CEO cut his income? No. Do you think anybody in the C-suite has cut their income in Scentsy? Probably not. But they're going to panic because what's going to happen, and I'm talking about the C-suite, they're going to panic because they know that this is going to cause a lot of people to leave. And what I want to encourage you guys, if you are in Scentsy and you are watching this, quietly watching this, and you're nodding your head because you know what I'm saying is truthful, do not join another MLM company. Just stop for a second. You're going to see vultures when Scentsy finally does close, and I do think that that will come, especially with the comp plan changes. Please just know that there are going to be people that are going to try and prey on you again and again and again. Oh, my heart goes out to all the Scentsy distributors if the doors were to close or whatnot. My heart goes out to them. They're just wanting you to comment so they can come in there and get in your inbox and try to recruit you. That's a fact. So ask yourself some questions. And if you need somebody to bounce it off of, have it be somebody that's not in Scentsy, a family member, a friend, somebody that you can trust. Reach out to me or your favorite anti-MLM creator or somebody that you've connected with in the live chat here. Connect with somebody and ask the questions of somebody that is not trying to benefit off of you financially. Okay.
But what I am reevaluating is, how much of my money do I want to give to Scentsy? And first of all, I'm reevaluating how much do I spend on wax. Like, that number needs to be cut down by like 75%.
Can you imagine if she spent $37,000 on a small business over the last 11 years in wax or whatever? Candles? That would make a difference. That would make a big difference.
Like, not even just in half. I need to cut that number down by like 75%. But then I'm like, well, how much do I want to give to Scentsy? Because if Scentsy doesn't want to take the care to roll out changes the best way possible and show care for people, then for me, I don't want to give them as much of my money. I mean, I just don't.
You shouldn't give them any of your money because they do not care. Because if they did care about the distributors that they're making the majority of their money off of, their monthly auto ships and the specials, the bring back my bar promos, the special warmers, the Disney stuff, the people that are ordering those are the distributors. I guarantee you it's a large percentage of distributors that are buying that product, whether they are buying it for themselves, buying it, to give away as gifts, putting it in their kids' rooms, front loading. The distributors are buying a large chunk of this. I can almost guarantee it because that's how it is in MLM.
That's just how I feel about it. So, and I spoke about this in a couple videos back. Feel free to go back and check that out. But yeah, so that's kind of like why I initially was like, let me dive into what I'm actually spending, what I've spent, and all that kind of stuff. So then I was like, okay, well, now that I know how much I've spent, which is insane. I know. Put the exclamation in the comments. I know. You judge me. You could feel I allow you to place the judgment because this isn't.
We're not going to judge you. We just want you to get out. Save that money or spend it. Find a different ethical business owner that you can buy from, preferably a small business, and stop letting your upline take advantage of you. I should find out who her upline is.
Insane, and I'm judging me. I'm like, girl.
I'm judging your upline. I'm judging the MLM company because they have very clearly taken advantage of you.
What have you been doing? What is happening? And like, I thought I was tracking this in my mind, but I guess I wasn't. Okay, so then after I looked at all the numbers, I was like, how much wax do I actually have? Because I could do a whole nother year of not purchasing Scentsy and still have enough wax to warm through the whole entire year. But I don't want to do that. I like to purchase new collections. I love to do reviews on my channel and like go through the sniff sessions and warm things and see how they perform. Like, I enjoy those things. So I'm not going to not purchase at all, but I need to rein it in big time.
Melanie, let me give you an idea. What if instead of doing this for the Scentsy products, you found other products that were from small businesses and you reviewed them online, and maybe you could work with the small business and get like an affiliate link so you could still earn a commission, but you're also supporting a small business and you're still doing YouTube videos reviewing products that you love. I think that you're fantastic on camera. I think you're very educated. I think you're very, very eloquent. And I think you'd be an amazing part of the anti-MLM movement. And I think that you would bring value, because I know that's, you know, an MLM thing, bring value. But I think you'd be great at this. And I think that you clearly have a gift for being on camera. And I think that it would be really cool to see you do something like that instead of having an upline and an MLM company take advantage of you.
So I'm like, let me look at how much wax I actually have. So I broke it down into categories. First and foremost, I thought that I had about 200
That's
bars
awesome.
in my wax stash. Now, at the beginning of January, when
200?
Scentsy launched the Bring Back My Bar, I did place a massive order. I really stocked up on a few of these new faves. So I'm not surprised to see the number that's here. And it's not even that excessive. And I know you're going to hear the number and you're going to be like, girl, it is so excessive.
It is.
But like for me and how much...
No buts. It is excessive. That's just the facts.
Much I warm through, it's not that excessive. It's still excessive, but it's not as extreme as like the numbers of how much I spent. So we're going to go through how much wax I have, and I've broken it down into different categories, ranging from wax that like I don't like, I can't warm, all the way up to the loves of my life. Okay.
This is how much she has currently on hand at the timing of her video.
So let's start with the number of Scentsy bars that I have that I can't warm. I mean, like, I dislike these Scentsy bars. Some of these might have come in bundles where I bought the bundle because there was other bars I liked, but these bars I can't warm. And I have tried to warm all of them because I try to give every Scentsy bar like a chance and just see if it, you know, changes on warm or whatever. So I have 9 bars in my collection that I cannot warm. They're as good as garbage to me. Like, I just cannot.
I mean, in my opinion, an MLM product is as good as garbage. And I don't care what company we're talking about. I don't care what scent, what flavor, what color. That's how I feel about MLMs.
Then the next category is indifferent. So I can warm it, but I'm like, meh, I never need to smell this again. But it also isn't gross. It's just like, you know, I'll toss a cube in my bathroom, or I'll put this like in my basement on a day I'm not really going to be down there. I'm pretty indifferent to it, and like I wouldn't repurchase it, you know. So I have 10 bars like that.
19 bars so far.
Then the next category is I enjoy it, but I wouldn't repurchase it. So I'm going to really enjoy it while it's going, but I would not repurchase these bars. I have 40 bars like that. Then the next category is I enjoy it and I would repurchase it, but it's not necessarily like a love of my life, because the last category...
We are talking about a product. It is not that serious. You can like a product and the product's not the love of your life. That's okay.
Love. So I have 101 Scentsy bars that I enjoy.
We're up to 160 bars. Yes, I did that math that quickly in my head. Is it correct? I don't know, but we're going to roll with it.
And I would repurchase, but they're not necessarily like the loves of my life. I don't have to put them in a Scentsy club or anything like that, but thoroughly enjoy them while I have them. And when they come back, I do repurchase them. Now the love category. These are bars that I love. Like if there was no limit to my Scentsy Club, I would have...
Scentsy Club is the monthly auto ship. And from the video, it sounded like she has 2 monthly auto ships. So I bet she has her distributor account, and I bet she has, you know, an additional customer account or something.
These are the bars that would be in my Scentsy Club. I love them. These are bars that I have stacks of. Like I might have 15 of the same bar, you know, like banana nut bread, for example. It's in Bring Back My Bar right now. You can get it right now. It's awesome. I love it. I've loved it since the very beginning of Scentsy, and I think I have like 20 something bars, right? Or maybe not quite, but anyway, somewhere in between that area. And I just recently stocked up on it, and I had it in my Scentsy Club. So for the loves, the bars that I love and adore, I have 164 Scentsy bars.
Oh, 159 plus 164, 323 bars she has on hand. How much is that? Times 8, because we're doing Canadian $2,584 in stock. And some of that she won't burn. She doesn't like it. She won't reorder it. Yep.
So for a grand total of 324 Scentsy bars that are currently in my stash. Now, that does not include bricks. I have 15 Scentsy bricks that are in my stash as well. So 324.
Hold on. Do y'all know how much a brick is? I'm on their website. Hold on, let me look. Let's filter by, can you filter by brick? Yeah, I remember the bricks. Okay. So I'm seeing some bricks for like 24 bucks. And let's get the details on this. Oh, wow. There's no details. What's the difference between, I know a brick has more, but as far as like, how long does that last? I just have questions because of course they have no information in the video or in the description of the product. So $32 for a brick, US is 24. Got it. Okay. So how long does a brick last? Kathy, a brick is 5.5 wax bars. Okay. Thank you guys. I appreciate you. I appreciate y'all being here and feeling brave enough and safe enough to be able to answer some of these questions. I have had compliance departments go through my comments from MLM companies to see who's commenting and then reach out to those people. Information control, what?
4 bars plus 15 Scentsy bricks. That's more than enough for me to warm through an entire year of Scentsy, a year plus, not just a year, even more than a year, not make another purchase and love every second of my home being like smelling amazing, right? So I could go through 2025 without making any purchases, but that's just not realistic for me. I need to set like a realistic goal of how much am I gonna spend? What am I gonna spend it on? So what I did is I canceled both of my Scentsy clubs and I've decided I'm just gonna purchase some of the new collections that come out. If they intrigue me, I'm gonna try them, see if I find some really great bars. And then if I love them, I'll stock up on a few of them and then just keep it moving on to the next scent as opposed to holding on to the scents that I love, right? Because someone made a comment in my last video and I so appreciated this. She broke down like the psychology of scent. And she was like, it releases like hormones and it gives you that feel-good feeling. And then you get like addicted to it, right? And then it's like that fear of losing the scent. And then, boom, the club is 10 bars, the club is 20 bars, the club is 30 bars because like, what if they don't bring this back? What if? And then it's like that fear. And she broke down the psychology of it. And I was like, yes, you don't think about the psychology of scent. I mean, I have tons of scent memories with lots of scent. So, I know that there's a connection there, but sometimes it's good to be reminded. So I decided that what I'm going to do going forward is I'm going to enjoy out and what's available and then move on to the next scent. There's always going to be another scent that I love as opposed to holding on too tightly to the scents that I love and adore. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I think I spend a lot of money on these scents that I adore because I'm like, well, what if I can't have them again or whatever it is, right? And a little bit of that fear creeps in, a little bit of that like addiction creeps in, and I don't want that. That's not what
That is manipulation. That is one of people's MLM distributors uplines favorite thing to use is the FOMO aspect of all of this. Well, they only make so many of this. Oh, this is limited edition. Oh, we don't know when they're going to bring back this scent. So make sure that you grab it if you love it. Or if you loved this scent and that scent and that scent, this one's very similar, you'll love it. So make sure you get enough for you and your customers, because not a lot, but there are distributors in Scentsy that will send out samples. Like, I don't know I can't remember what they call it. If you were a part of Scentsy and you can fill in the blanks here for me, that would be awesome if you can do that in the comments. But they would have like customers that would buy small amounts of like a cent of the month club. So the distributor would have to have it on hand, and then they would have to have all the things to package and all of that stuff in order to send it to their customer or deliver it to them or have them pick it up. So we're talking about a lot more time and energy. FOMO is a really, really, excuse me, a really, really big, I'm going to call it a weapon. I'm going to call it a weapon because I feel like they use it to get these people like Melanie to order these products. And then she has 300 and some products on hand, and over 11 years have spent over $37,000.
I'm going for. So my strategy is going to be to not hold on as tight. And, you know, right now, if there's a scent that I love, I'll stock up and buy like 20 bars of it. I'm going to
think of the amount of money that these people are losing by doing this. I mean, I'm not even looking at the income disclosure statement. These people are spending up to $8 to ship Happy Mail to their customers, which is a small portion of a limited edition scent, essentially. God, it's awful.
Be like, you know what? Let me get 5 or 6 bars. Let me love it for what it is, and then progress forward.
By the way, your profile picture is really cute. I'm just telling you.
That's just for me, you know, just because like I obviously need to make some changes. Because we know. So I thought it would be interesting to share this and just you know, show you these numbers. And I thought it was interesting that it's like, I'm not even running this as a business. Like, this is just for me. So, you know, and that's how much I've spent on Scentsy. So it's really something to reevaluate for me. So I hope that this was interesting for you. And I would love to know, you know, if you're making some changes, what your strategies are going to be for how much you're spending and all that kind of fun stuff. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.
Melanie, they're taking advantage of you. Okay, we have one more video from Melanie. This is where she's talking about the changes that Scentsy is making specifically around the compensation plan. So we're going to watch this, but what did y'all think of that first one? Eye-opening, right? There's nothing more than I love than a distributor in an MLM company feeling brave enough to share something as vulnerable as she did. It's eye-opening. So bravo to you, Melanie. And I really do hope that you get out, because they are very much, your upline is very much so taking advantage of you.
Hey everyone,
and if you're her upline, you should be ashamed of yourself. Yeah. Collecting that check on Melanie spending $37,000 over 11 years. Who is she? I think I need to find out.
Melanie here from Bright House Scents, and I wanted to just have a casual chat about the recent Scentsy changes that were announced. So I kind of want to like just express how I'm feeling and then sort of hear how you're feeling and that kind of thing. So of course, like, I don't think anyone's happy about these changes. There's a lot of things that, you know, Scentsy is changing now and has.
Okay, let's talk about this. Rachel, great question. Typically, the way that these people in MLMs do fundraising is the distributor, let's say that they're a company like Scentsy where they have a party site and there's a host. The distributor or somebody that they know, well, the distributor or somebody they know will be the host and get all the host benefits, and all the orders get placed. And then typically, and I could be wrong because obviously I haven't seen the back office with Scentsy, but typically the distributor donates a portion of their profit. That's typically how fundraisers are done in multi-level marketing companies. Not all of them, but most of them. So yeah, really deceptive. So when you see things like, you know, I'm donating to the California fires, and for every brick that is purchased, I'm donating 20%. They're donating 20% of their commission, which we know what commission rates look like in multi-level marketing companies. So they're asking them to buy a product, and the distributor is going to donate a portion of that. That's typically how that works.
Like consistently been changing, you know what I mean? The last set of changes before these changes, I got pretty enraged. Like Scentsy changed some things that really enraged me. One of the big things was the 6-bar bundle. So we used to be able to get 6 bars for the price of 5, and you could use a half price host reward and get that at half price. So it's in Canada, it's $40 for the 6 bars, and we'd be able to use a half price item and get that for $20. So I was like, okay, for $20 for 6 bars, that's a reasonable price. I'm happy to pay it. And
Before shipping and tax, I'm assuming.
it allows me to like purchase, you know, the scents that I want to purchase and the quantity I want to purchase, and like do my YouTube videos, do my reviews that I love to do.
Melanie, do the reviews anyways. I would subscribe to your channel. Do the reviews that are not MLM products. You would kill it. I would love to see it in some of my audience. They're already saying that in the live chat.
Right? At a reasonable price. Then they changed that, and you could no longer get the 6 bars for $40. You could still get 6 bars, but you had to pay full price for them, and then you could do them as the half price item. So that increased the price to $24 instead of $20. So, okay, it's $4, but that was enraging for me because that's how I buy all my wax. So I'm like, well, that's an extra $4 every time I do a 6-pack and use a half price item for that. So, I mean, it ends up being a lot more money, right? So that enraged me. I was like, why are we doing this? It's like, why are we penny pinching? And why don't we just give our consultants and customers and hosts, whoever hosts a party, these extra benefits, right?
Because they don't care. The MLM company does not care. The distributors in most MLM companies are the biggest customers. And they know if you like a scent enough, you're going to buy it. They know that.
So I got enraged last time, and at that time I was like, you know what? I need to just kind of like disconnect myself from Scentsy. I'm still a Scentsy consultant, and I still buy the products and all that. I still love the products, but I was like,
hopefully not for long.
Like I can't hold it so tight because Scentsy is a corporation. You know, like back when I started with Scentsy, which is like over 10 years ago, it was smaller. It was still massive, you know, but it was on a smaller scale. It wasn't like global like it is now. And it felt more like family-ish than, you know, now it's a corporation. Scentsy is like global, right?
Melanie, it's always been a corporation. It's always been an MLM company where statistically, according to the FTC, over 99% of people lose money in multi-level marketing companies or don't make any at all. So it's always been that. It's always been an MLM company. It's always been something where the majority of income is made when you're recruiting people. That's just how this works. I understand that this is just her trying to answer her questions, trying to answer her rage with the changes. Because when you finally realize that these companies do not care about you and it's something that you have been super loyal, you've helped build the brand, you've created these relationships and maintain these relationships with people, and then all of a sudden all of that starts to unravel, it's really freaking scary. It's really messed up. There's a lot of feelings, there's a lot of emotions, and it's really hard to work your way through that. And I think that's what we're seeing here. And yeah, she's, you know, smiling, and her personality is so fun. It seems like to me, just from her videos that we've been watching. But behind that, and I'm not speaking for her, but people in MLM are taught to show up and to smile and to have good energy. And, you know, behind the scenes, I'm sure that it's not all smiles and giggles. I know that it's not.
Scentsy's everywhere. I'm sure that they're probably the largest wax retailer in the world, maybe? I mean, is it possible to say that?
I mean, you can say that, but I'm not sure that that's factual, because let's think about like big candle companies. If we're comparing wax, candles, wax, I mean, Bath and Body Works sells a ton of candles. The Yankee Candle Company probably sells a lot of candles. Oh, you can Google it, but it says that it's Yankee Candle. So yeah, and I think aren't Yankee Candles in Bath and Body Works? Or no? I don't know. Anyways.
Not like, could they be selling the most wax in the world? Like, I don't know the numbers, but I would have to say, yeah. They have a deal with Disney. They're featured in the Disney parks. Do you know how difficult it is to get
money talks? Money talks.
Yourself featured in a Disney park? I mean, that's no joke, right? So
wasn't there some sort of, what is the word I'm looking for? Wasn't there something weird with the Scentsy being warmed in Disney parks or something? Why do I remember something like that?
At the end of the day, this is a corporation and there are shareholders that need to be appeased. And how do we do that? How do we continuously raise the income and the revenue every year? Well, we look at the main product that we sell, which is wax, and we increase the price. And if we don't increase the price, then we can't consistently bring in all that extra money, right? So it's like, that was what happened the last time. I got enraged and I was like, okay, I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to continue with Scentsy as I do. And then, if I have to make changes, then I'll make changes. So then, okay, now fast forward now to like these new changes. And I'm like, Scentsy, oh my gosh. For me, I don't feel rage because I'm like, I let it go the last time.
Think about if she put some like strip lights behind that couch so that they were shining up in the background. She could get rid of the Scentsy wax warmer. She could put something cool there that like reflects light or something, I can already see it. She's already got the lighting. She's got the ring light. You can see it. A little backlighting, a little, like what we have here. She'd be in there. It's perfect. I don't know if she's using her mic, but her sound is pretty good to me. Melanie, you're already on YouTube.
But if I hadn't, I would feel rage. I laughed when I read it. I was like, wow, Scentsy is ruthless. Like, Scentsy is making cutthroat changes. Like,
they're an MLM.
Does not give a fuck.
Facts.
Like, honestly, excuse my language, but like, Scentsy doesn't, they don't. And they don't need to. Like, that's the whole thing that I feel like at this stage, Scentsy doesn't really need to care because they have the market, right? Like,
and they have your money, Melanie. They know that you're going to spend money on the products. So if they increase it a couple dollars, they know you're going to buy it.
They, who cares if they hear me, one consultant, be like, oh, I'm not happy with the changes, right? Like, they're like, yeah, we have hundreds of thousands of consultants all over the world. Like, we're good. You know what I mean? Like, they don't need to care anymore. So that's just my opinion. Maybe they do care, but at the end of the day, they're a corporation, right? And a corporation needs to make money. And what's the best way to do that, right? Like, take your product, which is wax, and just increase the prices. So, okay, I'm not going to go through all the changes, but like the basic gist of the change is if you're a customer, to get your half price rewards and your host rewards when you host a party, you have to just spend more, right? They've increased the amount of how much you have to spend in order to get those. So that affects the customer and consultants too. Like, I forever have a party going that like I'm shopping from, and you know what I mean? And I get the benefits from that too.
But I mean, okay, cool. You're getting the benefits, half price items and things like that. You're still spending money. That's just more money that you're spending. So you have a party going, hoping that customers are going to order from that party, and you're also ordering from that party as the distributor. Melanie.
So there's that. We as consultants can get like extra commission bonuses. But you have to sell a certain amount in a month. So they've increased that amount by significant too. Not by like $50, by like $500. Like, it's ruthless, cutthroat. Like, what? It's not even like a teeny bump. It's like a massive bump. I laughed. I was like, oh my gosh. For me, I don't run Scentsy like as a business, really. I do have tons of customers that purchase.
No, at this point, it's just an expense. I mean,
from me. But like, you know, these have been people that have been purchasing from me for years, and I get new customers here and there and stuff, but I run Scentsy as like fun. You know, I want to get my products cheaper because I use a lot of wax. So that's why I do Scentsy. And if I make sales and if I have customers, that's great. That means like, I'm just going to get more for less, right? But I don't run it like a business. I'm not trying to like make money from it. I'm not trying to do all those things.
Oh, I know. I know. We'll talk about that another time. Tonight's about Scentsy, but yeah, I know.
But there's people and consultants that I know, friends that I have that run it as a business, right? And it's like, when you make these massive changes, for those people especially, I think it like really has an impact. For me, I'm like, I'm just trying to get cheaper wax, y'all. I'm just trying to get cheaper wax.
Then, I mean, you can by not buying an unethical, overpriced MLM business's product. There's many other items or other options, I should say, out there if you're looking for wax that you can warm. I mean, good night,
That's
Sam.
what I'm trying to do over here. So Scentsy's like, no, no more cheap wax. So, which is fine. So,
but it's not fine. Melanie, you deserve better. I've said this many times, you are being taken advantage of. And anybody that's in Scentsy that has a similar story to Melanie, oh, I just like the wax, or I like this, or I like that, you're being taken advantage of. And you deserve better.
yeah, that's one of the changes. And then they're removing like bundles from the website, and they're giving 10% off as opposed to like bundle and save. So 10%. Scentsy bars is like the main change again. You can get the 6-pack of Scentsy bars for us in Canada. It's 6 for $40. So you can get that, but you can no longer get that on the website. If you're going to buy 6 bars, you get 10% off as opposed to 6 for $40. So it's a difference of like $3, I think, or, you know, something along those lines. It's not a massive difference.
No, but when you look at the big picture of this, and if we're talking about $3 or $4, and we're talking about the distributors in the company that are ordering the products that have a similar story to Melanie and how she is supporting this unethical company, thinking that, oh, it's something that I love. I'm doing this as like a hobby. I like it. That $3 or $4 per this bundle, however many bundles the distributors are buying, that is a lot of revenue for that company. That is a lot of revenue.
But yeah, maybe if you're only buying 1 6-pack of bars, but it's like when I go in for my like 6-pack, I'm not buying 1, I'm buying 2, 3, 4, 5 packs of 6 bars, right?
And if you're buying 6, that's $18. If we're talking about $3, if it's $4, it's $24 that the company is now making off of the distributor. Multiply that by however many distributors in the company are doing the same thing as Melanie, because they're taught to stock up on this stuff. They're taught to buy multiple. Oh, that we don't know how long this scent's going to be around, so make sure you stock up, and they do. She is saying everything that the anti-MLM movement has been talking about.
And I have customers that do that too, where they're like, I'm just going to stock up on all my Christmas scents. Let me get 4 6-packs of bars, right? So if you're paying the extra 10%, like the extra, you know, dollars on that, it adds up is what I'm trying to say. So then, but you still can get 6 for $40, but you have to go directly through me. I'm sorry. What?
Which means that the distributor has to be paying the $18 a month for their website in order for that to even happen.
What? No. I don't want that as a consultant. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to enter all these orders. I pay $18 a month for my website. For me to have my Scentsy website, brighthouse.scentsy.ca is my website, and I pay $18 a month for that. So like, what? Why am I? No. So now all my customers, and they know about the 6-pack deal, that's what they buy, they're going to be like, hey, Mel, since I can't place my own order on the website, can you do this for me? And I'm going to be like, yeah, girl, of course I can do this for you. But at the end of the day, I'm kind of like, I pay for my website so you can just go do it yourself. Like, I teach my customers how to navigate. I'm like, this is where you need to go. This is how you do it. Do what you do, right? Like as a customer myself, I'm not shopping during reasonable hours. I might be sitting on my couch at 11:30 at night and like clicking through a website doing some online shopping. I do
Sure.
not want to
Yeah.
have to like write down all the things I want and then message my consultant and be like, hey, can you put this order in? But then of course I want clearance items, but I can't get clearance items, or I want flash sale items, but I can't get flash sale items through the consultant workstation. So like it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So I feel like as like a customer, that's not great. As a consultant though, it's also not great. For me, I'm like, I pay $18 for my website so people can go shop on their own. I don't need them to message me to tell me what bars they want. Like clickety click click and keep it moving, you know?
That was
like,
kind of
does
cute.
that make me a bad consultant? No, I show my customers how to shop at their own leisure. And if they want me to place an order for them, I will. But now I have no choice and they have no choice. And I'm like, no, Scentsy, no, I'm not here for it.
And it's just more work that they're creating for the distributors rather than allowing customers to control their shopping experience, essentially.
So, but I'm not enraged. In fact, I
You
laughed
should
out
be.
loud. I was like, wow, it's ruthless. It is ruthless. Like
To
Scentsy
laugh at
wasn't
that?
even trying to make like incremental jumps. It was just like, bam. Oh man. They don't give a fuck. And they don't have to. And that's what makes me laugh. It's like, yeah, they don't.
And they don't have to, because people are still buying the product. Back at the beginning of this live stream, when I said the consumer has more power in this scenario than they realize, if it's something that you don't want to support and you stop throwing money at whatever products they offer, that company will cease to exist. The power is in the consumer or potential consumers. If the money isn't being spent, the company won't exist. They'll have to go out of business because they're not creating revenue. That goes for distributors, that goes for customers. Stop spending your money with companies that are MLM companies or unethical companies in general. And they won't be in the place where they can make these compensation plan changes because they'll have to close their doors.
Don't have to care, right? Like they have the market share. Anyways, okay. So how does it impact me and what choices am I making? Am I not going to be a consultant? No, I'm definitely going to stay a Scentsy consultant for now. And I mean, that might change down the road, but for now, yeah, I love Scentsy. The products are great. And I use other products, not just the wax, but for the most part, I use the wax. Their warmers are so beautiful too, but you know, I can find warmers anywhere. Really, it's the wax that I love. I have some Scentsy favorites. They come out with all kinds of new stuff all the time. I love that. I love being able to order something new, try something new. I love doing reviews on my channel. I love smelling through all the new things. Even if I don't like them, it's still like a fun experience to smell through everything. So for me, I'm going to remain a consultant. I am going to continue to pay the $18 for my website, because if you don't have a website when the flash sales happen or the clearance sales happen, those types of things can't be inputted in the workstation behind the scenes. You have to go through the website. So if I don't maintain my website, people can't shop during those sales. And of course, that's like a big portion of, you know, when people shop with me. So I'm going to continue to pay. And of course, I'm going to reach out to all of my customers and be like, hey.
Keep in mind, at the beginning of this, she said that the $37,000 was just out of pocket that she was spending. And if she was every month paying for that $18 for her website, that's an additional $216 for the year. I don't even pay that much for my website, erinbees.com, which, by the way, if you have something you want me to see, a Zoom, a post, a Vimeo, whatever, you know, you can send it my way. If you are having trouble with that, you can just email me at erin_bees@yahoo.com. Yes, it is my very old email, but it still works just fine.
Let me know how I can place the orders for you so you can save the extra money. Like, you know, I'm more than happy to do that. And I'm going to make sure that, you know, I continue to provide that for people that love that option. But what I've changed now is like, okay, I want to spend less with Scentsy. I'm still going to spend, and I'm still going to be here for Scentsy, but I want to spend less because I feel like you're giving me less, and I feel like I need to give less. I agree.
I think you should give them exactly $0. I think you should cancel your account as a distributor and actively seek out where you can find scents that you like that are not a multi-level marketing company that clearly are taking advantage of you. Because like I said before, you deserve better. And that's not just Melanie, that's people in MLMs in general. People deserve better than to be taken advantage of the way that she's been taken advantage of.
Rather spend a little bit more with vendors, you know, with small businesses, that type of thing,
Yes.
as opposed to Scentsy. So I canceled my clubs. I'm like, it's going to be one of two things. Either I keep my clubs and keep my faves and I don't try the new things, or I cancel my clubs and I can...
Or hear me out now. If you find a small business in the research that you're already doing, you can do a review of their product, ask if it's okay. You could do a review of their product. You can work on getting an affiliate link with them. You can do your YouTube videos the way that you're doing the Scentsy things, and you're supporting another small business. And you could just stop shopping at Scentsy. You could just stop supporting the MLM. The relief that she's going to feel if she does get out of Scentsy and away from MLMs as a whole is going to be, and I hate saying this, but it's going to be life-changing. It's going to be life-changing for sure.
To try the new things, right? Because I'm not doing both anymore. I've decided for me, what makes sense for me is I don't want to give Scentsy as much. And that means I either get rid of the clubs or I don't purchase the new things. And
or
I'm
both.
Like, I like purchasing new things. I like trying new things, like finding new, you know, it's fun. So I'm like, I got to get rid of the clubs then because I'm not doing both. Scentsy's not getting both aspects of my money. Really,
Good for her.
That's what it comes down to. I feel like if we continue to spend, then Scentsy just continues to make these changes, right? It's only when we stop spending and they're like, whoa, revenues dropped significantly the day that we made this announcement, or like, whoa, a bunch of consultants canceled their websites or pulled their clubs or whatever it is. It's the dollar amount that speaks, right? Because
Melanie, God, you were right there. You are standing right there. Oh, just take the step over the line. You already canceled your club orders, both of them. Let's cancel the distributorship. Let's cancel your account as a whole. Let's work on it. If you want help, I'll help you. Let's work on finding a small business that you can support, whether it's candles or wax melts. Let's do that together. I would love that. I would love to help you with that, Melanie, or anybody else that's in Scentsy that feels like Melanie does, that is like, well, I like this. And you've been indoctrinated to think that Scentsy is the only wax company out there that's the best of the best. And that's just not the case. There's many other products out there, small businesses. I've seen some comments of people that are like, hey, you can get this at Walmart. You can get this at Target. I know not everybody wants to support those big chains, and that's okay. We can find a small business that you can support. And I bet you can do a review of their products. And Melanie, here's another idea. Here's another idea. Your whole channel could be Scentsy dupes. I mean, look at the policies and procedures. But you could do something like, oh, if you like the banana bread Scentsy wax melt, this is something that's similar. And it's not an MLM product. See how you're already set up to do that. That would be awesome.
They don't hear us. I called, this is I called them.
Oh,
I was like,
good.
hey, I saw the changes, and I was super nice about it, right? Because I'm not enraged about it. I'm really not.
You should be.
So I was like, hey, I saw the changes, and like, obviously, I'm not happy. I don't think anyone is. Is there anyone that I can express my opinion to?
One moment.
They can hear. Guess what I just did with these?
What? You got your ingrown toenail?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Should I show
that's
them?
probably gross.
Should I show them?
No, you don't need to show them. No.
I did get it out. And I
Did you
cleaned-
sanitize
yes,
those?
I cleaned everything first.
Okay. Do you feel better?
Dad gave these to me. I was telling Dad, I was like, I'm kind of sick of the guy who keeps cutting them out because he just doesn't get them.
Uh-huh.
And
Well, I'm glad you got it.
he was like,
I'll look at it when I'm done, though.
there's nothing to look at.
Oh.
I was just telling you.
By the way, if you're new to my channel, my children typically pop in. We have conversations, and that's like the behind the scenes that I don't know that anybody ever wanted, but you get them here.
I just make things interesting.
She makes things interesting. That's true.
But yeah, wow.
careful. Oh my God, you almost dropped him on your
On the other
toe. On your other toe.
But yeah, I was telling Dad, and he was like, "Oh, you know, he does the."
Yeah. Yeah,
He's like,
Jerry
"I
does
something
that.
for that," because I was like, I just can't get down to it because like you get those toenail clippers don't do anything. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. But especially since they're rounded weird.
I love this parenting moment.
And so I sterilized everything. I washed this with hot water and soap, and then I sprayed that Bactine stuff on it.
Okay.
First.
All right. Did you wash your hands?
Yeah.
First? Okay.
And then I just got it out. I used that Bactine spray, it numbed it, and I got it out. It was easy.
Okay. Toes need an Epsom salt.
That's what
soak.
I'm gonna do.
Okay, she's doing
I'm
that
gonna shower
next.
first.
Okay.
To clean off.
All right.
Like lotion on and stuff. And then I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. Then we don't have to make an appointment. Please make sure that you put
podiatrist.
maybe you should become a podiatrist.
I'm not gonna be a foot doctor. That sounds like some weird freak stuff.
Okay. All right. Hopefully there's no podiatrists in the chat.
Oh, sorry. You're still a doctor if you got a podiatry.
I did not sign off on her doing this on her own. She just did it on her own, and she's about to be 18 in a few months.
And if I had to pay for that, I just save like however much money. So
Okay. Well, just make sure you're cleaning everything properly.
it was like right up at the top of my toenail. I just couldn't get it out. It wasn't like the one on the other side.
Yeah.
It was just deep.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't get it.
Okay.
Like the pressure's gone. I can live.
That's good.
I didn't want him to jack up my damn toenails because
Okay.
prom is coming up, and I'm not trying to look like I have a snaggle nail. Because I don't even like wearing heels.
A snaggle nail and heels.
Yeah,
We can't have that for
she
senior
would've
prom.
had, like a triangle. I would have had nothing left. I would have had like a dragon.
Okay. All right.
I'm just saying.
I'll talk to you
I've been
when I'm
tormented by
done.
this for a little bit.
Okay. I can't. Ingrown toenails, teenagers. Okay. I didn't know any of that was going on. Okay. First of all. So I'm afraid of when I hear the whole story when I get out there.
And they were like, yes, definitely. Thank you so much for your call. You can put the your opinion in the idea share, which is like an area for consultants to like just share ideas that they have, whether it's about like new things they want to see or, you know, complaints.
Oh,
So
sorry,
I said,
Amber.
great. I will do that. But I feel like those ideas don't get listened to, like, because no one ever responds to them.
Of course they don't.
Nobody acknowledges them. Like,
Thank you for this. I feel like we should play a sound effect. I feel like it's been a while. I love this one.
All right, stop.
Collaborate. If you know, you know. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you.
he doesn't respond to them or acknowledge them. So they're like, oh no, the higher ups read it. And I'm like, but do they though? Because I've left many ideas there and I've never had an acknowledgement. So I said, I would like to like speak to someone. Can you transfer me to a manager just so I can feel like I'm being
Good.
heard, right? Of course, she's like, no, I can't. And then conveniently, the call disconnected. I was like, try. She disconnected the call on me. But then she called back because, I mean, it really was just a disconnected call. But
Okay.
it felt like she was hanging up on me, but she was not.
Yeah.
So, and she was super pleasant, right? So there was that. So it's like, yeah, obviously I'm going to put my feedback to Scentsy, but they don't care because they know that this is going to be our feedback and they did it anyways, right?
Yep.
So it's like, there's no consultant that's going to be like, woo, yeah, let's get behind these changes, right? So, I mean, if they do, they're drinking some Kool-Aid because like the changes are not good. They don't benefit us. So
Melanie, there's no reason for you to be a part of the company anymore, or any MLM for that matter, or anybody in Scentsy. There's no reason for you guys to hang on to this. The ship is sinking. The Scentsy C-suite is playing the violins as the ship is going down. Get on the lifeboats, the life rafts. Bring everybody that's a part of Scentsy with you. Oh, podiatrist fund to keep it from coming back. Thank you, Savannah. I appreciate you. Let's play a sound effect just for you. Wait. This is my favorite. It's funnier when I have a distributor that's saying crazy things and I can just make facial expressions, you know? But anyways. Thank you, Savannah. I appreciate it. a long sound effect. Okay.
So, okay. My decision, where I was trying to go with this whole video was, why did I cancel my clubs? Okay, so I have 2 clubs. I get them quarterly. One is like my husband's club and one is mine. My husband's. They're both mine. I keep them super minimal. I don't really go over 15 bars. Usually it's like 10 bars, maybe 12 bars.
What? What? You have 2? Okay, wait. Did I hear that right? She has 2 auto ships. Can you guys hear this? 2 auto ships, and she orders 10 to 15 bars each month on the auto ships. Did I hear that right? Cause what? Oh my God. Thanks, Tori. I appreciate the super chat. And also Annette, thank you. I appreciate you. Oh, this one.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this
That's not how any of this works. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you, Annette. 10 to 15 bars per auto ship. And there's 2 auto ships that she's running. Oh my God. Danielle, member for 9 months. Thank you so much. Y'all, 9 months is just bonkers. Indeed. Time flies when we're having fun, right?
And then it's just sort of enough so that I can get
quarterly.
a half price item, because when you spend $80 in
Okay.
your club, you can get a half price item. You get 10% off your bars in your club. Like, it's, you know, it's good.
Did I miss something? Oh, thanks, Savannah. I appreciate this. Wait. Let me scroll up. Answer Ashley's question. Okay. Yes. Let's talk about it. Okay. Ashley says, and this is such a good question, does anyone have any tips on getting enough courage to exit an MLM 100%? Yes. One, I think support is really important, and finding support outside of the MLM is extremely important. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. That's a minimal, my bad. Finding support is really important, and establishing boundaries is extremely important. And unfortunately, some of those boundaries are going to be set for you because of the transactional relationships that are developed in multi-level marketing. Your upline is probably going to unfriend you. People that you thought were close, you were close with, probably are going to unfriend you and block you. And it just sucks. It's really hurtful, and it really sucks, because this is what you thought your community was. You thought these were your people, and they were just as indoctrinated as somebody in an MLM is, you know? So I think finding support is really important. I think finding a profit or doing a profit and loss statement is really, really important. Evaluating what time you are spending. So doing the profit and loss statement, and then how much time are you spending on MLM activities, and figuring out an hourly wage. And I think that only when you really see the facts and the numbers for yourself, only then I feel like can you make the decision that, hey, this doesn't even make any sense. I'm literally working for pennies, or free product in Melanie's case. If she happens to get some customers, maybe she makes some commission, but you deserve to do what you want in your off time at work. You deserve to be paid for the time that you are working. You deserve to have a community that is not built on transactional relationships and commercial cult indoctrination. You deserve to have people that are invested in your life, that want you to be successful, without having their, okay, if I have so-and-so promote to this, then, I'll rank up. You deserve to have people cheering you on, regardless of what you're doing to make income. Do you know what I'm saying? So once you have figured those things out and you have a support system in place, I think that at that point, you just have to rip the Band-Aid off. You just have to do it. And chances are, if you're somebody that is relating to what Ashley was asking, you probably already know that. Your gut's probably telling you that. I just need to get away. I just need to leave the groups. I need to cancel my distributorship, my customer account. I need to just get away from this. And what's going to happen is, after everything is canceled, after you've left the groups, you're going to wake up the next day and you're going to experience real-time freedom. You're going to experience, well, what do I want to do now? I remember this very, very distinctly. After 13 and a half years in MLM, I woke up the next day and I said, what do I want to do today instead of what do I have to do today? And aside from like parenting and adulting and those types of things, what do I want to do with my free time? And my answer to myself, and yes, I answered myself, was whatever I want. If I want to lay in bed, if I want to sit on the couch, if I want to go for a walk, if I want to go to the gym, if I want to go to a new restaurant or make myself a meal at home, I can do all of that without feeling guilty. So when you're in an MLM and they're pitching time freedom, you don't experience true time freedom until you get out of that MLM. So that's my advice for anybody that's in an MLM, that's a part of Scentsy, that's questioning what you're a part of, that sees the comp plan changes and you're like, this doesn't even make any sense. Find a community that can support you. May I suggest the anti-MLM movement, whether that's a creator or people that you see in the chat that you're connecting with, whatever that looks like for you. Find the support system. Maybe that's a friend or a family member or a neighbor that's not a part of Scentsy or the MLM that you're a part of. But find support, people that you can ask questions and they'll be honest with you because they love and respect you. Truly. Do a profit and loss statement. What are you spending versus what's coming in, if anything? Once you have that, look at the time that you're spending promoting this MLM company and then figure out an hourly wage from there. How many hours per week are you working? You know, whether that's on social media or delivering product or checking in with customers or promoting parties or trying to get parties or whatever, all of those activities you should be paid for. In a regular job, you would get paid for that stuff. You'd be on the clock working. So think about that. And then once you see all of that, I truly do believe that once you see that, once you see your numbers, you're going to look at it and go, this doesn't even make any sense. I'll have real time freedom. I'll have time that I can get a job that's actually going to pay you for your work if you're able to, because I know this is not a black and white conversation when it comes to like income. There's a lot of variables. So yeah, I think you'll get to a point where you'll see all of that and you can't deny it anymore. And you're just going to have to rip off the Band-Aid. You're going to have to email customer service, cancel all your accounts, your partner's account, your husband's account, whatever, and start living. Start living. So that's my advice. And thank you. I appreciate that. Savannah, for that super chat. And I apologize that I missed your question, Ashley.
So, and it's a little less shipping than the regular shipping price, so it's good. So I have 2 clubs, they're quarterly, so I get them, what, 3 times a year, 4 times a year or something? But each club. So that, I would say my clubs usually cost me, once I factor in the half price item, and I'm forever throwing something, like some new bar or something into my club. By the time I do all that, most of my clubs are like $200, okay? So I'm doing $200, like does it go 3 times a year or does it go 4 times a year? I think it's 4 times, right? Does it ship 3 or 4 times?
4 times too many. You know what I'm saying?
I don't, either way. I think it's like it ships 4 times a year. So let's say $200, 4 times a year, right? That's $800, but times 2, because I got 2 clubs. So, I mean, that's a lot of money. It's like $1,600. Maybe, you know, give or take a little bit less, give or take a little bit more. Sometimes I crank a bunch of stuff in my club just because I don't want to place another order. So just put it all in my club, you know? So it's like sometimes.
Okay, those of you that have been a part of Scentsy, what percentage of a discount do you get on these club orders? I'm curious if you know.
I do an in and out club.
And feel comfortable sharing, of course.
Where I just start a club because there's bars I want to get and then I cancel it. So, you know, it's like enough. So I'm like, I can't do both things. I can't have the new things and have the club, so I cancel both my clubs. And I'm not devastated. Now, granted, my clubs are like my faves, right? They're my Mel smells. These are like my favorite Scentsy bars. Like Vanilla Suede is in there. My Wish is in there. Maui Mist is in there.
I guarantee you we can find dupes. Or somebody that can make dupes. Listen, since I'm full of ideas tonight, if you are somebody, this is just my suggestion, do with this information what you will, do with this idea what you will. If you are somebody that makes wax melts, knowing what's going on with Scentsy, my suggestion would be to, I don't want to say copy them, but offer similar, not exact dupe options. You smell what I'm stepping in there? There's a market for that. Vanilla suede. What else did she say? My wish. I can't remember what else. Melanie, this could be an actual business idea for you, like an actual business. I'm full of ideas tonight, apparently.
Rum top is in there. Churro. Oh my gosh, Very Merry Cranberry.
Similar.
How am I going to live a Christmas season without Very Merry Cranberry? I've been using it at Christmas time for like 10 or 11 years. Like,
cranberry is a very common scent, especially around the holidays. I'm sure you can find something. I'm sure we could find something.
it's nostalgic. I'm so committed to the scent, and it has like scent memories, and I'm like, meh, I can't hold on to it that deep. You know, last time that they made changes, I was upset, and I felt like I felt pierced, and I was like, I'm holding this too deep.
I just have these ideas. If you're somebody that creates wax melts, there's an opportunity here to not only to help these people get out of this MLM company, number one, but two, to offer something. And then Melanie could work with you to do reviews. You see what I'm saying here? It just makes sense to me. I don't know. That's not my thing, but somebody's thing.
And this time I was like, meh.
And start a new channel. Melanie, start a new channel. Savannah says Smelanie needs to be the name of your channel. Start a new channel. Yes. Yes.
I just can't. I can't hold it that deep. You know, scent is scent is scent. There's always going to be a new scent that I like. There's forever a new scent that I like. There's tons of vendor wax that like has similar scents, if not better, to what Scentsy has. So I'm like, you know, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. And I'm not saying I won't start a club again at some point. I might. But right now, the choice that's best for me is to spend less.
Zero.
With Scentsy. So that's what I'm doing. So
Love
I cancel
that.
both my clubs. Yep. I don't regret it, not for a second. I feel great about this decision. I definitely like have thought like, am I going to continue with Scentsy?
10% off if you spend $30. You're saving 10% when you're ordering 10 or 15 bars. That no. No. Thanks, Angela.
You know, down the line. Like right now I am, but I've also many times thought about like starting my own wax thing, making my own wax, like maybe even selling it, maybe even starting a business. I've thought about that, you know, for many, many years.
Let's do it.
It's
Melanie, I'll help you. I'm full of ideas tonight. I am primed for this. I will help you. Not only will you save money because you're not going to be spending as much as you are with Scentsy, but now you have a business idea. You already have a YouTube channel. I just feel like this makes sense.
Something that I've wanted to do.
Get it? Makes sense. See what I did there? Yep, that's pretty punny.
So I'm kind of like, you know, maybe I'll go that route at some point. Not
yes,
yet,
Melanie.
But like maybe at some point down the line I'll go that route, or just maybe not even start a business, but just like make my own wax melts just for myself, because like, you know, I know what I like to smell. I haven't really decided.
Listen, Melanie. I'll send this to Melanie. I will send this to Melanie. I will find her on social media after this, and I will send her this link. Yes. Avery Joe made my website, aaronbees.com. Avery Joe made my website. Avery Joe said that, Melanie, she'll make your website for free. Listen, this is amazing. Avery Joe, that's amazing. That's awesome.
On that, but I definitely, I'm going to remain as a consultant with Scentsy. And I mean, Scentsy's flash sales are great. A lot of times I find amazing wax at super great prices. Like I still want to purchase through Scentsy. I think some of their collections are great. I love smelling all the new scents, you know, but it has to be less. So ultimately,
zero.
I've been talking for 20 minutes, and all I'm trying to say is I'm just going to spend less money with Scentsy. Okay, so now let's get to the portion where you chime in. What are your thoughts? I mean, I can't imagine anyone is going to comment and be like, I'm thrilled about these changes. I can't imagine that, but hey.
Yeah, her upline is not going to be happy that she did this video.
Hey, I'm open to hearing it if you are. Put it in the comments. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know your thoughts. Are you enraged? Are you laughing? Did you kind of did you know it was coming? I mean, I knew it was coming with every catalog that kind of launched these new things, right? So I knew something was coming. I just didn't think it was going to be so ruthless. Like, it's so ruthless. The changes are large. Like, some of these changes are so large that I'm like, wow, Scentsy, they're just going hard with it. So anyway, they have shareholders to appease. That's what I think.
They have C-suite bonuses and such to fund, I'm sure.
Yeah, so let me know what you think. Thank you so much for tuning in. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.
I can't wait. Melanie, you deserve so much better, but not that you need me to say this, because you don't, but I'm so proud of you for putting this out there and being comfortable enough to run the numbers and put it out publicly, because sharing your story is going to help other people do the same exact thing. And I think that that is fantastic. Now, your upline probably doesn't like that very much. We don't care. We don't care. I do want to find her upline though. It's going to be my little mission. Before we hop off of here, let's actually look at the income disclosure statement, because I have it pulled up right here. So let me share this real quick so that we can look at it, because I actually forgot to put this in the video description. So I'll make sure that I add this. But this is their video description. Dear God, this is their income disclosure statement, and it's from 2023. It does come directly from Scentsy.com or whatnot. Yeah, Scentsy.com. Okay, these are all the ranks. And monthly responsibilities. So this is the amount of personal volume that you have to put in every single month. And it goes from 1,000 or 500 to 1,000. I want to get into the actual income, which is down here, because that's the most important part. This is their compensation plan. It all looks fine and dandy, but when you look at the percentage who are hitting superstar director, it's a very small percentage of people. So I'm not going to waste any time on there, although I will put this in the video description so that you can look at it. Okay, this is the income disclosure statement. In 2023, in group 1, there were 97,238 consultants. Group 2, 60,999 consultants. Good night, Cal. Let's see. I don't know if it's the updated one. I'm not sure, Nick. Independent Scentsy consultants earn between 10% and 36% commissions on bonuses on personal sales and may be eligible for leadership bonuses based on their team sales. The chart below shows how independent Scentsy consultants in the United States performed on average in 2023. As with any business endeavor, a consultant's success will be a direct result of the time and effort they devote to selling the product and leading a team. The earnings below represent commissions that Scentsy actually paid to consultants in 2023. Before we get into the numbers, this is where it's important, if you are a Scentsy distributor, to have your profit and loss handy. If you haven't done that, please do it. It's really important, because you can match up, hey, is this, does this make sense? We have divided our consultants into 2 groups for this disclosure. Group 1 consists of consultants who were with Scentsy for all 12 months of 2023. Group 2 consists of consultants who were with Scentsy for less than 12 months in 2023. Why would they be separating those? These are the distributors that were a part of I almost said prove it, good God, Scentsy in 2023. Why do they have them separated? Very interesting. I feel like I've seen another company that did this, but I don't remember what company it was. Let's see, for less than 12 months in 2023, including those who joined Scentsy for the first time and those who left Scentsy either due to inactivity or for other reasons. Hey, Scentsy, here's an idea. How about if you just create all these different categories and you actually make a legit income disclosure statement? So how, for example, what was the average time that these new distributors stayed in 2023? What percentage of distributors canceled all of their accounts or were inactive in 2023? I think that would be kind of important to see. Anyways, and I always go to the fine print. A personal website is a consultant's personalized Scentsy website extension hosted by Scentsy, from which a consultant may market and sell Scentsy products. Consultants are not required to have a personal website. Consultants who choose to have a personal website receive the service for free for 3 months and thereafter pay a subscription fee to Scentsy in the amount of $15 a month. The average annual commissions, you know what, that's a good point, Santiago. Separated because of smart bonuses. Yep. I mean, this might be a hot take, but show us the percentage of people and what they made from the smart bonuses, because that would be eye-opening. The average annual commission was calculated by dividing the total commission paid in each group by the total number of consultants in that group. We know how averages work. Thank you. Half of consultants earned more than the median annual commission. Half of consultants earned more than the median annual commission, while the other half earned less than. I mean, that's how the median works. What are you talking about? The median is the midline. Hello? Why is that even in here? These amounts reflect cash distributions only and do not include product credit. By the way, that product credit goes on your 1099. You're paying tax on it, FYI. Or other non-cash awards, such as incentive trips. The amounts above reflect gross profits and do not include any business expenses consultants may have incurred in running their businesses. Sorry, I didn't want to cough in the mic. Okay, let's look at the numbers. So the minimum annual commission, 0. Yeah, we know. The maximum for group 1 was just over $1 million. The maximum annual commissions for group 2, just over $416,000. The average annual commissions. Now pay attention to the average versus the median. The average for group 1 was $1,191.48. And for group 2, and group 2 those were people who were not with Scentsy all 12 months in 2023. The average for group 2 was $179.31. The median. Now remember, according to their little paragraph, their fine print down here, you know, the 50% made more than the median and 50% made less. Yes, we know how the midline works. Thank you. Group 1, the median annual commission, $324.65. This is before expenses. This is before any product was ordered. This is before any warmers were ordered. This is before the I think it's $18 that Melanie was mentioning for the website per month. This is before any of that. So if they bought any product for that year, they were in the hole. This is group 1. This is people that were in Scentsy for all 12 months of 2023. And this is based on their median annual commissions. Group 2, they're in the hole. $58.01. That's their median. And then they have separate here, number of consultants who had a personal website subscription. And look at the numbers. Group 1, who were people that were with Scentsy for all 12 months, $87,191. That's a lot of revenue going to Scentsy for people to have a website that you can do for pennies if you weren't involved in an MLM. I shouldn't say pennies, dollars for the year compared to this. Group 2, $43,860. I always find it so interesting what these companies put in their income disclosure statement, because they're not standardized, although I wish they were. They're not standardized. So the fact that Scentsy has in here, oh, this is the number of consultants that had a personal website subscription at $15 a month. I find that interesting. What I'd like to see is the fast start bonuses. What percentage of new distributors within the, whether it's, 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, whatever, their first year, what percentage of distributors actually earned, if you will, the fast start bonuses, because I think that that would paint a very, very different picture, but would also just add to what we see on the income disclosure statements, because I don't think that there's a large quantity of people that are hitting those fast start or whatever bonuses they have for new distributors. I don't think that that's happening. I think they want you to think that's happening. But if it were, they would proudly display that in their income disclosure statement, and they don't. I haven't seen one MLM company that showed that. And I think that speaks volumes, right? So 20 million a year from what, from the website? Is that Wendy? Is that what you're talking about? Scentsy is making 20 million a year from the website subscriptions off of the distributors. Listen, if that is not a red flag to you guys that are in Scentsy, that's wild. Is that what I'm understanding, Wendy? Let me make sure that that's what I'm understanding. That's absurd. And they're going to cut commissions when they're making 20 million in a year off of charging their distributors $15 a month for a website. Wendy, you are the MVP. That's absurd. That's okay. The caps are fine. But they're going to cut commissions and they're going to make comp plan changes when they're making this amount of money just off of the website. Where else are they nickel and diming their distributors? That's absurd. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys tonight. If you're in Scentsy, I've already said, you know, a couple times, do a profit and loss statement. Look at what you're spending your time on. Is it worth it? Probably not. It's probably not worth it. You deserve better. And Melanie, we should chat. And guess what? I'm not going to try and recruit you into a multi-level marketing company. I will share the ideas or talk to you about the ideas that I had, or anybody else that's in Scentsy. There's a market for this. Maybe you don't market it as Scentsy dupes, but I'm sure that there's a way that you can say, oh, this is similar to whatever scent. You know, if you like this, you might like, or if you like that, you might like this kind of thing, you know? Anyways, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. If you have not already liked and subscribed, if you would do that, that would be amazing. I really want to get the word out to these Scentsy distributors that they deserve more. And that goes for any MLM company, but because this video is about Scentsy. So thank you guys for being here. And yikes, man. What a wild ride. Proud of Melanie, though. She doesn't need me to say that, but I'll see you on the next video, which will be Friday. It might be a live stream on Friday. I don't know. Something will be coming out on my channel on Friday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, something comes out on my channel. Okay. Thanks for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.